Hey everyone, and welcome to my leadership presentation. So we will move right on ahead here and we'll start off with our agenda slide. So we'll go through a quick introduction, the leadership style assessment that I took, my thoughts on that assessment, transformational leadership and supervisor subordinate communication, any potential barriers I may see, and of course, we'll finish things off with a conclusion slide. So first, my name is Loren Murray. Currently, I'm a clerical specialist at an electrical utility company. I do work full time while taking my classes. I'm in my junior year at ASU, and I'm currently completing my BS in communications, and I will also be doing the accelerated master's program. I have been married for 10 years, no children, but two adorable little fur babies. Uh, I do love to travel, and in my spare time, which is pretty limited with school and working full time, I like to take photographs, primarily of wildlife and of landscape. So, enough about me. Let's go ahead and dive right in. So, the leadership style assessment that I took showed me that I was a transformative leader. So, the main takeaways from that are my goal is to create a dynamic, open, and engaging work environment. The group is inspired to work towards a common goal, and everyone works towards achieving personal growth. All key things that, even though I'm not in a leadership role yet, I do feel are very important for team and individual success. So, naturally, I thought the assessment was pretty accurate. Uh, as As a natural born leader, I am driven by team success, which seems like it would be something that would be conflicting, but I'm a firm believer that for if you're in a team environment, for that team to succeed and for that team to be driven forward, the whole team has to succeed. So finding a way to do that can be difficult, but there are ways of doing that. Um, Making sure everyone is goal oriented as well as myself. Uh, wanting and wanting everyone to succeed is a huge part of that. Not only wanting them, but trying to get everyone to succeed because whether the role you're currently in is the role you want to stay in and retire in, or if you have big aspirations to climb the corporate ladder or whatever ladder you may be climbing, um, you should want to have that so that everybody's ready to succeed. And ultimately, wanting everyone to be the best versions of themselves, not just in the workplace, but outside of work. I felt that the transformational leadership and the supervisor subordinate communications were most closely for me on the average supervisor communication style. Uh, I do like to treat everyone equally. I do believe in honest and candid communication on both sides of the line. Not just for me to be honest and candid and expressive with you, but I would like the same in return. I do believe in checking in with the team either daily and or weekly, depending upon what projects are going on and who is doing what. With that being said, if it's a long ongoing project, daily communication or daily check-ins may not be as necessary, where it could be a little overwhelming or even annoying if your leader or your supervisor is continuously checking in on you. So I think in that scenario, weekly is sufficient. As far as a daily communication, I think that's more for smaller short-term projects or something that has a short turnaround time that we need to get a bunch of information together and get it out quickly. Then I believe in that aspect, a daily check-in is okay. Um, and also building positivity and supporting the team and individual growth. Um, Kind of as I've already said, a positive work environment and a supportive work environment really does make all the difference in the world if you know that you are supported not just by your team, but by your supervisors. your willingness to grow and to go above and beyond and to seek out other options to grow, I definitely think makes a team function a little bit better. And I think it makes it a happier place. And at the end of the day, we spend a lot of time at work. So if we can be happy while doing something that we love, makes the world much better, makes the day much better. And in my opinion, I think it's worth it. So some of the potential barriers that I could face in this leadership role is some people might say it's too positive, too much positivity. We know you cannot please everybody, and some people may not like, you know, someone who's coming by and is always checking in and is always smiling and always happy. There are some people that like to be in their little independent bubble and just go about their workday. They don't want to be bothered in a sense, and that's fine. Just know if you're on my team that you're gonna see me every day. Um, Having difficulty delivering negative performance reviews. Uh, that could be an issue because, again, I do like to always find the good in a situation. So, with that being said, having to find the proper delivery for the negative or for the bad news, I think would be key in my role. Let's see, some might consider being too friendly with the subordinates, where you know, are we friends or are we coworkers? Are we, you know, is the supervisor level up here and then worker levels down here. So there could be some issues there where it might be considered too friendly or not your typical office environment. If you're the supervisor and you have subordinates and there's a line that needs to stay there. Um, there could be an issue with openness to communication that might be taken too literally. Sometimes people feel that when communication is open like that and there is a lot of back and forth, that there's always the potential for it to go a step too far or for someone to believe that, or some, not to believe, but for someone to feel that there is really no line and they can say whatever they want to say, however they want to say it, forgetting that you might be in some type of work environment. So it is important to know that there, even though we can all laugh and joke and have a great time, we could be friends inside or outside work, there is still a professional line and professionalism that does need to be maintained. So there is a potential there for it to be taken a little too literally. Um, Kind of piggybacking on everything else, there is a fine line between being a boss and a friend. Um, and that can fall on either side where sometimes the boss has to do boss stuff and it's not always the greatest. But there are times that that same boss can be your friend inside or outside of work. So it is, again, it's a fine line and it's something that does need to be looked at and addressed situation to situation. But it is something that it is something that exists. Uh, and the last, not, well, the last one is, may not be taken seriously. There are times where I feel like some supervisors are too friendly and are too much part of a team, if that makes sense. Where you'll find that the subordinates kind of don't take them seriously. They kind of don't feel like they're really a boss. So they feel like they're, one of them on the team as opposed to someone that you should be going to as a leader, as your supervisor, as someone who's there to keep the team together and to keep you towards that goal. So there's always that little bit of a fine line as well. So in conclusion, being a transformational leader is great, but it's not without its challenges. Not everyone appreciates positivity and a supportive team environment. Some people do prefer to work more independently, and again, that's fine. Just, that's something to keep in mind on both ends, whether you are the leader or you're the subordinate, to know what you're walking into and who you're bringing onto your team. Uh, an inspired team is a productive team. Support for the team towards a common goal is necessary to thrive. So whatever that goal may be, we don't want to dangle it over anybody's head like, like yeah, we just don't we just don't want to sit here and dangle goals over people's heads where it's if you reach this goal, we get XYZ. No. The goal should be there for everyone to want to get to because it's something that's attainable for everybody and it's something that is going to make the team successful. So whether it's on a marketing aspect of pushing out some type of new key for a client or something along those lines, you just need to figure out what those goals are and how to keep everybody thriving and happy. Communication is key. Communicate, communicate, communicate. If there's issues on the team, communicate it. If you're finding that things seem to be going a little too easy or ahead of schedule, communicate that. It's crucial on both sides. And sometimes people aren't real quick to open up to supervisors, or they feel if they talk to supervisors that there could be some issues there, or it'll somehow negatively impact them. Not saying it doesn't happen, but communication is key, period, the end. Uh, Supporting your team goals as well as your individual goals. So while you may have a fantastic team now, maybe there's somebody on your team that does not want to stay on the team. Maybe they're looking for an advancement, or maybe they're going and working on their college degree outside of here and they're trying to move into whatever direction they feel they need to be in. It's up to you as that leader to help support them. Maybe what they're going to school for doesn't directly impact your team, but maybe it does. And it's up to you as that leader to try to find a way to let them express themselves in that way. So tailoring things not just to those who are looking to move on, but oh my goodness, tailoring um the goals of the team specific to team members, finding out their strengths, their weaknesses, seeing who's really good at maybe the creative parts, who's really good at the analytics, figuring all those things out and pinpointing the strengths of your team, super important. It will make everybody happy because everybody's going to be doing the things that they know they're good at. Um, but it also gives them a chance to thrive in a way that keeps everything moving, keeps everything going forward. So, with all of this being said, being a leader can be difficult. Being part of a team can be difficult. So, with everything that we've gone over here, hopefully it gives everyone some type of reassurance that being a leader is something that is possible for anyone if you have the right mindset for it. Hope this was good, everyone. Hope you enjoyed this.